By the mid-1930s, a kid named Carl Schweitzer and his brother Harold impressed Hal Roach with a singing performance while sightseeing at the Roach Studio Commissary. Roach was so impressed, he signed both kids to contracts. Carl became the now famous Alfalfa. Alfalfa became Spanky's sidekick and was known for his hair parted down the middle and a huge cowlick in the back. While his brother Harold could sing, Alfalfa couldn't. He had a terrible singing voice, which was encouraged by Roach to great comedic effect. Also joining the gang that year was Darla Hood and Eugene Lee as Porky. By 1937 and into the series' final years, the cast that most people are familiar with was finally in place. Spanky, Alfalfa, Darla, Buckwheat, Froggy, and Porky, with bullies Butch, Woim, and Waldo the Bookworm. Over the next 5 years, all the Rascals had the time of their lives making Our Gang. So what happened to some of our favorite Rascals? Most of the original Our Gang kids found their way into the film industry at ages ranging from 1 to 5 years old. Many of these young stars outgrew the series due to their age, eventually opting to live somewhat normal lives. But some were hit with tragic early deaths. Norman Chaney, a rascal known as Chubby, was born in Maryland in 1914. This lovable goofball was one of many actors who would play the role of Chubby through the Our Gang series. When the previous kid got too old for the part, producers sent out a nationwide casting call, and Norman won the role. The 3'11", 113-pound boy became an instant star.
Oh, Norman!
Don't call me Norman. Call me Chubsy Ubsy.
Unfortunately, Norman continued to gain weight, and his boyish looks faded quickly, and he was soon replaced. The depression and sadness at losing his role greatly affected his health. As he was being treated for an undiagnosed glandular disorder, Norman passed away at the young age of 21. Matthew Beard, better known as Stymie, was an amazing child actor. He signed a 5-year contract with the show and proved himself a massive success. The young star was known for wearing an oversized hat throughout the series. Growing up in LA, Matthew had a tough home life and was surrounded by negative influences. He became addicted to drugs at a young age and continued to struggle for most of his life. In his 40s, he successfully quit drugs and returned to acting, even starring in the sitcom Good Times. Stymie also did many promos and public service announcements for Channel 52 in Los Angeles during the early 70s. In 1981, Matthew suffered a stroke at age 56 and died in the hospital several days later. Darla Hood found fame by the age of 3. Growing up, her mother placed her in dance classes. After Darla proved herself to be a great performer, her dance teacher convinced her mother to take her to New York City to dance. During a performance at a hotel, a casting director discovered Darla. A year later, she was invited to star in Little Rascals. After her time on the show, she enjoyed a life of extreme success as a singer, dancer, and performer. Darla faced a harrowing end when she suffered a surprise heart attack and she went to the hospital for a simple appendectomy. The blood they used for infusion was contaminated with hepatitis. Gordon Lee. Anyone who's watched The Little Rascals knows the nickname Porky. Gordon Lee played the chubby child star and was featured in over 40 episodes of the show. When he was 2, his mother sent to production studio a photo of the chubby baby. Like many others on the show, Gordon moved on from child acting and lived a normal life outside of fame. He eventually became a school teacher in Colorado. He passed away in 2005 after a long battle with brain and lung cancer. George Spanky McFarlane became an actor when he was 3. From the moment he stepped on stage, he was an instant hit with the directors of the show. As a network favorite, Spanky enjoyed his time on the show and captured the hearts of viewers everywhere. He retired from film when he was 16. McFarlane worked in sales for 30 years before finally owning his own barbecue restaurant in Oklahoma City. Then in the late 50s, he made a brief return to TV as the host of a children's show. Rumor has it that while hosting, McFarlane wore shorts, and some parents thought they were too tight and form-fitting, suggesting he should wear a jockstrap. Unfortunately, the show came to a quick end. George Spanky McFarlane died of a heart attack when he was just 64 years old. Billy Thomas, better known as Buckwheat from the Little Rascals series, passed away in 1980 at the age of 49. Starting acting at just 3 years old, Billy was a star. Buckwheat was commonly featured on the show with his friend Spanky. 10 years after the actor's death, his name popped up in the news for a surprising reason. The ABC investigation show 2020 did a feature episode on Billy. An imposter of Buckwheat was discovered working in a grocery store in Tempe, Arizona. Without doing any background research, 2020 aired the episode that featured the imposter. Billy's family was rightfully angry with the show and their lack of investigation and research. Probably the greatest tragic outcome of any of the Little Rascals was what happened to Carl Dean Schweitzer, who played Alfalfa, the young boy with the freckled face and pronounced cowlick in his hair. On January 21st, 1959, Schweitzer and a friend went to the Mission Hills home of Moses Bud Stilts to collect a debt Schweitzer believed he was owed. A fight broke out during which Stilts shot and killed Schweitzer. A jury later ruled the incident justifiable homicide. Many years later, another witness, Tom Corrigan, stepson to Stilts, bears witness that his stepfather did actually shoot Schweitzer, and it was no accident. He was never called to testify, and Carl Schweitzer's tragic end remains the same. Last surviving member of the Little Rascals was Robert Blake. Unlike most of his child co-stars, he continued his acting career into adulthood. Until recently, Blake made many appearances in film and TV, and was best known for the movie Electra Glide in Blue and the TV series Beretta. In 2000, he started dating and then married Bonnie Lee Bakley. The couple had a child together, but paternity was questioned by Bonnie, claiming the father was Christian Brando, son of iconic actor Marlon Brando. A test had proven the father of the child was indeed Robert Blake. The relationship soon became untrusting and weary. In May 2001, Bonnie Lee was murdered in Blake's car. After an investigation, Blake was arrested for the murder, and the prosecution produced 2 former stunt doubles who claimed the actor had recruited them to kill Bonnie. During cross-examination, the stuntmen were revealed to be cocaine and methamphetamine users. On March 16, 2005, after a 3-month-long criminal trial in the Los Angeles Superior Court, a jury acquitted Robert Blake for the murder of his wife, Bonnie Lee Bakley. Blake is now in his late 80s, and in September 2019, he started his own YouTube channel titled Robert Blake, I Ain't Dead Yet. We'd like to know what you think. Was it worth giving up their childhoods for entertainment? Did the Little Rascals deserve the life they had? Let us know in the comments section below. Before you log off, please give our video a like and subscribe to Sparky427 if you haven't already. And click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content. Our Gang, also known as the Little Rascals. Remastered, uncut, and beautifully restored, now on Blu-ray.
Pop's gonna be in charge of shipping clerks.
Shipping clerk?
Yep.
Where do I ship, Pop?
Ship who?
The clerk.
You gonna start asking a lot of silly questions again?
Well, he's only asking. You should try to explain to him.
You explain to him what a shipping clerk is.
In the shop where Daddy ships, they ship the shops to the shopping clerk.
Our Gang series showcasing lovable kids was among the studio's biggest successes in the new era of sound. Spanky, Alfalfa, Darla, Buckwheat, Stymie, Porky, and all the rest. Remember, these are not the same versions you saw growing up. These are the full uncut shorts as seen originally in Blu-ray quality. Order now.